So you asked me to go, and I'm like, I can't go. And then you're like, well, can Mike go? And I asked Mike, and I think I sent you his response. He goes, fuck no. He didn't even say no. He goes, fuck no.
I'm pretty sure I said, what a pussy.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day.
Hey, welcome to another kind of gay episode of If This Doesn't Work podcast. I'm here with cousin Jessica.
Hello.
What's poppin', Slime?
Visiting from Florida.
Visiting from FL.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maryland native.
Yeah, that's right. For 36 years.
Damn, 36 years here. And then you went to Florida.
Yes.
You knew people down there or what?
Yeah, I met, so I was going to move a few years ago, and then I didn't know anybody except for my mom that lived down there, and I was like, I can't just move down there and not have any friends. Like, that would be miserable.
Yeah, but how do you meet friends prior to getting there?
I started skydiving here.
Yeah.
And I started skydiving there, and I met a bunch of friends.
Right. Well, let's back up then. Let's back way up.
Okay.
Because you're obviously fucked up. Because anyone who skydives is fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah,
anyone who, like, skydives repeatedly is fucked up.
Oh, no, there's something wrong with all of us.
Yeah.
Like, every single skydiver has something wrong in their mental capacity.
Yeah, so what got you into skydiving? I mean, what's the journey that led you to skydiving?
So, about 10 years ago or so, I did a few...
God, we're old.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking about that recently, like, fucking gonna be 37. About 10 years ago, I did a few tandems, and I was like, this is fucking cool. Like, I want to go to skydive school. It was over in Skydive Del Marva over on the Eastern Shore. And it's a lot of money. It costs a lot. It's a few grand just to do skydive school. Yeah. And
how's the school work?
You do this like 8-hour course with an instructor in a room full of other people that are also in the class. And then you're ready to go? Yeah, they send you. They send you on your first jump.
That just doesn't seem like enough hours.
No, they send you. Well, the two instructors jump out with you on your first jump, like holding on to you.
Okay.
But then they let go of you. So then you're on your own under canopy, having to like fly down and land.
So how many tandems do you have to? Do you have to do a certain amount of tandems?
You don't.
You don't have to do any?
You don't. Not with AFF. You can just go into the course and do it. Some places will prefer that you have done a tandem before, so you have like some sort of idea about it. And then there's another course called AFP. I don't know what that stands for. AFF is accelerated free fall, their course. And then AFP is another skydive school type course, but you do 2 tandems with an instructor.
Are the schools at the skydive places?
Yeah, it's just like in a classroom. It's just a course in a classroom. But same thing. It's an 8-hour course, and then they let you go.
Then you did your first tandem, you knew
about what?
This how much you were like, this is it?
No.
Okay.
I was on drugs when I did my tandems before.
Squad. All right. We're out here. Right. That's on brand. I'm gonna be honest. That is on brand.
It's a family thing.
It's in the family. It turns out.
So that's what happened. So 10 years ago, I did a few tandems, and like I really wanted to go to skydiving.
Can you say what drugs?
Back then, just like pills and stuff.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that was in the beginning. And then when I realized how much it was, I was like, fuck, I can't afford drugs and this. So I never did it back then.
Right, because you picked the drugs.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Sure.
It's not like I don't have enough for both. Let me do skydiving.
Yeah. So there was a long run of that, and then a few years ago, my friend Ashley wanted to do a tandem, but nobody wanted to go with her, and I was like, I'll go. Like, I've done it before. It's cool shit. And I was like, plus I'm not on drugs this time. I was like, I might actually get to like experience it.
Yeah. Because it is like a high. I mean, you're definitely getting high.
Yeah, it's also terrifying. It's also terrifying.
Yeah.
So after that, I was like, no, I was finally financially able.
Yeah.
And mostly sober to be able to do it. And I did, and nobody else wanted to go with me. None of my friends wanted to go to skydiving school.
Yeah, it's tough to like get people to be like, yeah.
Yeah, well, also because it's expensive, and then there's a lot of people that are just like fucking scared of it.
Yeah.
So no, I started. What year is this?
2024, I believe. So, that's what they keep telling me.
July of 2022 is when I started.
And so you do the course, and then you skydive that same day?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Are you nervous as fuck? Or are you ready?
I was.
Yeah.
I was. This was like before I was medicated for like my ADHD retard brain.
Uh-huh.
And so after the course, there was like a 2 or 3 hour break before I got to jump. And so I was like waiting there and I'm like, I forgot.
Out?
Huh?
You freaking out?
Well, I was like, I forgot everything they told me in this course.
It's been too long.
Yeah, I have no idea. And then,
looking up cliff notes of the course.
Yeah, so we're going up in the plane. We're riding up, and I realized that I can't fucking see.
What do you mean?
Like 2 weeks ago, I had lost my glasses.
Like, what do you mean?
And I'm in the airplane. I'm like, I can't see the fucking ground. Like, I don't know where the airport is. And I'm like, what am I doing? So whatever. We jump out. I'm under canopy.
There's not much aiming anyway, right? You're just out. No?
You want to be over the airport.
Sure, but this is when you jump?
Yeah.
Or it's when you're in the air you can aim?
When you jump out of the airplane, you need to be able to look down and see the airport.
Got it.
And so we're under canopy. It was me and another guy.
What the fuck does that mean?
We'd already pulled our parachute, like we're under.
Oh, you're underneath the canopy of that parachute.
Yeah.
All those terms we're gonna have to break down.
Yeah, and so it was 2 of us students on the jump, and I didn't realize we have radios on us, so the instructors can guide us down because it's our first jump. We have no idea what we're doing.
What, like directionally?
Yeah,
okay.
Like they can watch you and like tell you where to turn and like what to do. And I didn't realize that me and the other guy were on like the same radio frequency.
You're taking his direction and shit?
So yeah. So I think it was Ben. He's like telling us what to do, but the other guy's name was Jim. And so I kept thinking that Ben was saying Jen. And so I was like, maybe he just thinks my name is Jen because I get Jen a lot. And I'm doing what he's telling the other guy to do, and the other guy is doing what he's telling me to do.
Why does he keep calling me bro?
It was pure, dude, it was pure chaos. And like I ended up landing like, I don't know how far it was, a mile away or something.
From the landing zone?
I landed so far away.
Do they call it a landing zone?
The landing area. So close enough, yeah. I landed so far away that my radio that they had attached to me didn't work. So they had to send somebody out.
You had to start a fire.
They had to send somebody out with like the bigger radio with the thing on it to like find me. They had to wait till they had some sort of service to find me. And
And what do you do when you're there? You're just chilling, right?
I was just standing there crying. I
love that. It's the best possible answer. I was standing there crying. What else would you do?
What else would I be doing?
I was standing there bawling, and this guy comes up. His name's Bank Robber Dave. That's like a whole nother story.
What is it?
His name is Bank Robber Dave.
Bank Robber Dave.
He's cool as shit.
Shout out Bank Robber Dave.
No, he's super fucking cool.
I believe you.
So he pulls up. And he's laughing at me, and I'm just crying more that he's laughing at me.
Are you crying because you're hurt or embarrassed or what?
All of it. Yeah, both. Genuinely damage to the soul.
Yeah,
for sure. So he pulls up and he's like laughing, and he's like, "What? You're fine. Like, get in the car." And like we get in his car, and he like hands me his weed pen. He's like, "You want to hit this?" I was like, "No," and I just started crying more, and like it was the worst.
That was nice of him.
Yeah,
he's like, this could help.
Nice guy. So we got back to the airport, to the drop zone, and I just sat there in the lobby, and I was like, I'm not coming back. Like I was just crying, sitting there, and then Ben comes up trying to like talk to me and calm me down. I was like, I don't know if I want to do this.
Yeah.
And it's expensive to do the course. And as a student, you have to make a jump within 30 days to stay current. So I waited 4 weeks until.
But wouldn't that one make you current?
That's your first jump.
And then you need another one within 30.
Yeah, to stay current as a student. So I waited 4 weeks until like the last day. I was like, I already spent all this money. Like I might as well go back.
Procrastination is also in the family.
Well, I was terrified. Like I didn't want to do it. Like I failed so badly the first time. So I ended up getting contacts so I could see what I was doing.
Seems important. Yeah.
And I went back, and I kept going back. And
the second one, you nailed it or what?
I really don't remember all of those jumps. So like in student status, you do like, I can't remember. Somebody's going to kill me for not knowing this.
How long are you student status? Because I thought it was just the course and you're done. You're not a student.
No.
Okay.
You have to do 25 jumps.
Okay, so you do one course, but then just the jump, real like on the job training, more or less.
So you do, you have to do 25 total jumps. I don't know the exact number of like coach jumps and instructor jumps you have to do. They're like A, B, C, D, E, F,
but you did them.
H. Yeah, I did them all. A lot of people, not a lot of people, but you can fail those. So sometimes it turns out to be more than 25 jumps to get your initial license. I didn't fail any, surprisingly.
25 gang, baby.
I have no idea how I didn't fail.
If you fail, you're just dead. It's like you fucking how do you fail?
No, they have to make sure you're stable and that like if you
What's that mean?
So
You're not just...
Yeah. They have to make sure you're stable.
So they teach you how to stabilize?
They teach you that, how to do turns, how to just fly your body safely so you're not going to hurt anybody, basically.
Do you got to wear something tight so your titties don't fly off?
No, you just have to wear... Well, you don't even have to wear a shirt. You can go naked.
Can you?
Yeah, I haven't done it yet because I really suck at landing.
You can go naked?
You can, yeah.
That's lit.
Yeah. I desire to do that.
Well, yeah.
But
that sounds like if you're going to skydive and it's an option to do it naked, I would definitely do it naked.
But I really suck at landing still, and I'm afraid to like fuck myself up naked on the ground.
Yeah.
And rip my undercarriage
to
pieces.
That wouldn't be great.
It would not be.
You're still not good at landing.
I've gotten better.
I'm sure.
I've gotten better.
I'm sure.
I've had a lot of learning experiences.
Yeah, and then so once you're out of students, so when you're a student, can you just go up and jump whenever you want?
As a student?
Mm-hmm.
No. So I think I'm going to say it's like 15 jumps you have to do with like coaches or instructors. And then like, let's say 10 jumps that you can do solo by yourself and just like practice things, but you're still not licensed to jump with other people yet. So those like few jumps where you can go by yourself, like you can just go and do it whenever you want. But until you're licensed, you have to have somebody like kind of watching you and like checking on you and stuff like that.
And then the license, you get licensed, and then how long does that last? You just got to renew it or what? Do you have to do like reoccurring stuff, or you just licensed for life?
You're not licensed for life. If you have an A license, I believe it's you have to make a jump every 60 days to stay current, I think. And then your C license, I believe, is 90 days.
Is there a B license?
Yeah. Yeah, B license. You can get a B license at 50 jumps.
Oh, okay, so there is an in between.
Yeah, did I miss that one?
Well, you said A and C, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I don't know the exact dates on that. I should, but I don't. I have a C license now at this point.
Yeah. And you're trying to get an A?
No, I have a C license. A license is the first one you get.
Oh, my bad.
Then you go to a B. After 50 jumps, you have to do like a water training and a canopy course.
Water training?
Yeah.
What that is?
So a lot of places do it differently, but basically...
You have to land in the water?
Well, I guess you can.
You have to jump in the rain? Tell me.
No, so I did mine at Z Hills, and they have a pond out there. There's swoop pond.
They're what?
A swoop pond.
Swoop?
Yeah, so there's people that fly smaller canopies fast and do all kinds of crazy
tricks and shit.
Yeah, and they just like swoop the pond, basically.
Okay.
Like they fly across it and touch their feet on it, and
fair enough.
Whatever. Sometimes they land in it. So down at Z Hills, what they do is they have like a rig like mine, but it's empty. And there's a canopy attached to it, and they make you crawl in the water with it. And then they take the canopy and throw it over you, and you have to swim out under the canopy, kick out of your harness, and get out from underneath of it.
That makes sense.
Just to practice if something like that happens.
If you land in a big ass puddle.
Or a river, or an ocean, or something like that.
Yeah, that'll do it. Damn. So do you have a chute and a backup chute?
Yeah, the main.
But they're both in the same rig.
Yeah, so you have the main canopy, and then you have your reserve.
You ever had to pull a reserve?
No, not yet. I have to knock on wood.
Is that common?
Like, if you have a malfunction.
No, right, but is that common? Like, would you say over half have had to pull their reserve?
I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that the ratio is like that.
I mean, not that you know the actual percentage. I'm just curious. It feels like it's a lot of people.
No, I haven't had one yet. I haven't.
God, that'd be terrifying.
They call it a cutaway. It just depends on what your malfunction is.
And you have to cut away your original?
Yeah. So there's two handles on the rig. The one on this side cuts away your main.
Oh, so you don't have to pull out a knife and like...
Oh, no. We do have a hook knife in case you get wrapped on anything, but you don't know.
In case you want to slit your wrists before you get down.
Yeah, no. Sounds like something you would want to do.
Yeah,
but,
true. I was projecting.
It'll cut it away, and then the reserve handle is on this side that you pull to pop out your reserve.
So is there something that will beep and say, hey, you need to pull your shit if you don't pull it?
There is
like some type of safety measure that's like, hey, dumbass, you're going to die soon.
There is an AAD in it.
What the fuck is that? I don't care about the acronym, but what is
it? I don't remember what the acronym is.
It don't matter. Acronyms, yeah, there's too many.
I think mine's
and it's actually an initialism.
What is that?
So we've found out, this is a very educational podcast, obviously. This is mainly we're here to educate. And an acronym is only a word that when abbreviated spells another word. Like dare.
Okay.
ones like you're talking about is actually called an initialism. Now you'll sound like a cunt if you tell anyone that, like seriously, just because everyone says acronym, but it is a fact.
Interesting.
And we deal with facts.
Like USA is an initialism, not an acronym.
Yep.
It's a fucking acronym.
Well, right. In basic vernacular.
It's a fucking acronym.
Yep, you're right. Okay.
So the AAD, yes. So I think mine is set at 750. I should also know that.
Oh, as far as like 750 feet above the ground?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if you're not,
So let's talk about that real quick. What are you jumping at? Altitude wise?
It depends on.
And can you like choose to be like, go way the fuck up? Like, I'm just curious about, I'm sure there's like a standard range and like a.
Yeah. So, Cessna 182, like the little airplane we have over at Chesapeake, you can only go to 10,500.
Because of the plane.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's limited to the airplane. In Florida, at Sea Hills, we have 2 Twin Otters, which will go up to 13,500 feet.
Can you notice the difference?
Yes. It's a longer free fall.
Right.
It's not necessarily true. So there's another place in Florida. I can't remember if it was Jump Florida or Central Florida, but they go up to 18,000 feet in their little airplane.
You ain't done that?
No, I haven't done that. The place is super sketchy. They call it the Wild West.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. They're
real cowboys out there.
Yeah. I'm bad enough as it is. I don't need to be over there with anybody doing whatever.
So now that you're licensed, you can go jump whenever?
Yeah.
So like if you wanted to today, you could just go
not
jump?
necessarily whenever. So
there has to be a pilot, right?
There has to be a pilot.
And then are the pilot also jumpers?
Some of them. I would say most of them are. Most
Right.
jump pilots are jumpers or have been
No,
jumpers.
I guess they're getting paid to fly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know how all that works.
Right.
But
And
yeah,
then do you pay a monthly subscription? Or how's that work?
Oh, no, we pay per jump.
Per jump still?
jump, yeah.
But it's cheaper for you than it would be for me.
As a tandem?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I spent $10,000 on the rig and now I'm paying 30. And that's just the rig. And then you have all the other like jumpsuits, altimeters, helmets, audibles. Like
What's an audible?
It's like an altimeter. Do you know an altimeter? Altimeter is like
altitude reader.
Yeah, it's on your wrist, but it's a like audible one, so it'll beep at certain altitudes.
It'll be
whatever
like,
you
hey,
have
dumbass,
set.
you're going to die.
Yeah. So with all that stuff added up, and then plus you're paying $30 to $35 a jump depending where you go.
Yeah.
It's a fucking expensive hobby.
Now, can your rig last a lifetime?
Pardon?
Can your rig last a lifetime?
If you maintain it, I imagine.
I just didn't know if they had like a lifespan. Like every 7 years you had to replace it.
No, the AAD, I think you have to get serviced. I don't know what it is, 10 years or something like that.
I got it like recalibrated and whatnot.
Yeah, but no, it's good for as long as you take care of it. Mine's brand new. I bought mine new because I had no idea what the fuck I was looking for. Yeah. People buy used stuff all the time and it's completely safe. Like you can buy a 10, 15-year-old one and it's fine.
Really?
Yeah, as long as it's not coming apart or anything like that.
And you don't pack it?
I don't.
Right. Some people do.
A lot of people do. I don't because I'm just a spoiled brat and I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a passenger princess.
Yes. Yes.
So how does that work? You jump, you come down, and I've been once, tandem, but so I don't really, it was a decade ago, you know, we're old as fuck. Yeah. So I don't really remember. You invited me to go this past weekend, yesterday. You invited me to go yesterday, and I told you because truly, when you extended the invite to me, I literally got nervous, like in my system, because I know I'm going to do it again. Yeah, it's not like it's an immediate, like absolutely not. You know, I know I'm going to go again. Yeah, so it's just like holy fuck, because this is a possibility, and it was like the way my brain works. I need time. You know? Yeah. So you're just
to
like
accept that it's gonna happen.
And you're
like,
just
you couldn't do it right
in
then
3
and there.
days from now we're gonna jump on a plane. I'm like, oh no, I can't do that. And that's like I was busy, but it's just funny how immediately my body had that reaction. Yeah. So when you land, you have the parachute and you have to walk it back to the place. Yeah. And you have to like fold it up and carry it in.
Yeah. Well, you don't really have to fold it up. You pull up you don't want to pull up the lines like so they don't get tangled up, and then you just walk it in and drop it off to the packers. Well, not every place has packers. I'm lucky and spoiled in Florida. We have like a whole tent of people are waiting to pack for you. They're not happy to do it, but they'll do it for you. Chesapeake doesn't really have a group of packers. They have one person that packs their tandems and their student canopies.
So then you're supposed to pack your own?
You're supposed to. Like,
right.
It's ideal that you want to do that so you get to know your canopy. And
have you ever packed your own ever?
I did once
for practice
with help from another person, and it was a brand new canopy, and so it's nylon, right? Brand new, super slippery. Like you're supposed to fold it into this little triangle thing and then put it on the ground and then roll it up and shove it in a bag. So I folded it up, put it on the ground, and as soon as I put it on the ground, the nylon just like spread apart like water. And I was like, I'm not fucking doing this. And so the other guy finished packing it for me, and that's about
so
as
you
far
don't
as I've
need
done.
to know how to pack though.
You don't have to
have a license.
It's you don't have. Well, in order to get your A license, you have to pack it.
Yeah,
least
you have to
once.
show that you know how.
Yeah, which I did that. But you don't necessarily have to know. You just have to have somebody else that can do it.
That's kind of nice.
So when I come up to Chesapeake, they kind of hate me because I never pack for myself.
Yeah.
Other people help pack for me, and I pay them. Or I do the damsel in distress. Oh my God, like help me. And then somebody comes and does it for me.
Will you do multiple a day?
Yeah. Yeah.
You get down and go right back up?
Yeah. I think my max that
Because I feel like if I'm there, I'm gonna run it a couple times.
It's expensive.
Not.
I mean,
right.
it adds up.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm
like it
scared
adds
to go,
up.
period again.
It adds up. Chesapeake is $35 a jump. So you do, I don't know math off the top of my head.
Yeah,
so you
math
do
sucks.
5 jumps. However much.
Yeah, I did one in hopes that it would alleviate my fear of heights. It did not do that.
So
for
the
me.
thing about that is
it
there's
didn't make it worse. It just kept it right about.
so
the
there's
same.
a lot of skydivers that are actually scared of heights.
Interesting.
But the thing is like by the time you get up to that altitude,
You're
there's
out.
no concept of like
You're out.
height.
Yeah.
Like you're so high up, you don't really see it. I mean, I wouldn't know. Actually, I don't know if I'm afraid of heights or not.
I'd say no.
How do you know you're afraid of heights?
You just know.
But
like the fact that you don't know tells me you're not.
But like what type of height? Maybe I just haven't gotten to that height and looked down and know that I'm
Trust
afraid.
me, at your age, 45, you would know.
But like standing on top of a roof, you're afraid of heights? Or like what's...
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, basically.
I don't know if I've ever stood on a roof and looked down.
I'm sure you skydive.
Yeah.
And you're not terrified every time.
No, I used to be terrified of...
So you're probably not afraid of heights.
No. Maybe not.
I would think not.
Maybe not.
People who are afraid of heights go like canoeing, not like skydiving, right?
I mean, like I said, like you don't have any sort of concept of the height of
No,
that
you do though. You do because you know in your head how high you are.
You do,
whether you see it or not. You know.
But like, as someone who's scared of heights, like I don't fuck with that shit. But like,
yeah, hold on, real quick. So you asked me to go, and I'm like, I can't go. And then you're like, well, can Mike go? And I asked Mike, and I think I sent you his response. He goes, fuck no. He didn't even say no. He goes, fuck no.
I'm pretty sure I said, what a pussy.
That's fair, and I am. But like, also, like, I don't know, man. You're crazy.
I would have held your hand.
That might
It
be a
would've been
pussy, but you're a
fine.
psychopath.
You're fucking insane. Like,
pick your poison.
you're the type of person that would like go underwater cave diving or some shit. Like, it's one thing that needs to go wrong for the whole fucking thing to be
well,
like.
two because they have the reserve.
Yeah,
All right,
two to go
all
wrong.
right,
Two to
cool.
go wrong.
You're like,
Well,
fine,
hold on,
two.
dude. Like, all you have to do is pass out. Like
Yes.
something like
One thing
physical.
But
could.
then your AAD will fire, and hopefully you don't hit the ground hard.
What's an AAD? Is just a beeper, no?
The AAD is in the container,
Uh-huh.
and we were talking about this before. We got sidetracked. I think mine's set to 750 feet. So if I'm going a certain speed at a certain altitude, which I believe it's set at 750, the reserve will automatically pop
Oh
out.
wow, okay.
So at least
That's nice.
you have some sort of like nylon
Fail
above
safe.
your head,
Yeah.
right? So you don't hit the ground.
As hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are deaths rare?
We don't like to talk about all that, but
we
I would
can.
say,
I
well,
mean,
no,
it's-
like generally, it's just not good luck to talk about.
Oh,
all that
really?
stuff. Yeah.
I'm not a big luck guy.
I do know a few people who
Have died?
passed. Yeah.
Oh damn. So like, yeah. And I guess the community's not super big.
No, it's not. That's the super cool part about it. Like I was in Chicago last weekend at Summerfest.
Why?
Yeah, I was in Chicago.
Summerfest?
Yeah, Summerfest. I still have the wristband
What that
on.
is?
It's like the biggest boogie of the year.
What'd that mean?
A boogie is just like a
Boogie?
skydive.
Dance? Part? Oh, dance. It's a specific for skydiving.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I was thinking concert or something.
It's just like a big event. It's like a music festival with skydiving
Oh, lit.
and a lot of partying.
Yeah.
And it's really cool because you see people that you meet from all different states, all different boogies. Like they all come together and you see everybody and you just catch up and it's a really good time. You skydive together, you party together, then you go home, do it again somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty tough.
You'd really like boogies.
Yeah, I bet.
Well, I'll be living down there, so you can come down and play at a boogie one time.
Well, you do now.
Well, no, I'm moving to the DZ. I didn't tell you.
To where?
I bought a camper
To where?
to the skydive place, the DZ drop zone.
You're moving to the
I'm
drop
moving
zone?
there, yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, you're full in.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
you're full in.
Yeah, I'm dedicated.
Oh, that's lit. So, because people can live there.
Not all of them. Our place at Z Hills does have a campground where people do live full time.
So that's what's interesting. It's like, I didn't realize that, like, people, spend a lot of time there. It's not like you just go, you jump, and you leave. People are hanging out.
Yeah.
Shooting the shit.
Well,
creating a fire.
We have
People
bar.
like hang around a fire.
We have a bar. We have a cafe.
That's what was interesting to me. She's like, you got to come up and just hang. She's like, even if you don't dive, we'll like hang.
Yeah.
I was so confused. I'm like, yes, I'm a big hanger.
It's super.
Hang.
Not all places are like that.
Hang.
Like Chicago, they had a bar. Sebastian, they have a bar. I think Sussex has a bar. I haven't been to a bunch of places. I mean, Eloy in Arizona has a bar. Like people, the bigger drop zones have like all of that, where people just like hang out and like that's where they spend their life. So that was my justification of buying a camper and moving there, because I spend all my time there. Like I live in Clearwater, but I don't do anything in Clearwater.
I was about to say, what are you doing with the house? I mean, it's like, what are you doing there?
I don't.
Nothing.
I work there.
You're just living, sleeping, living. Yeah, it's like, so yeah. I mean, I think that's dope. I like the idea of a camper in general. I like the idea of a camper for about like a month. Like in my head, the idea of a camper is sick for about a month.
Yeah.
And then it's like, but then you're not like limited to the camper.
Right.
You have it, but you can always go fucking get a hotel, go stay with mom, do something where you're
my
like,
mom only lives an hour away. So
right. So that's what I mean. It's, if you just need some house time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and pool time, her nice little house.
Yeah, facts. Now, is it a driving camper?
No, it's a travel trailer.
Okay.
It's just gonna stay parked there. My Acura can't haul stuff like that.
Now, do you know the other people around you who are going to be living there?
Yeah, my friend Cody. She's actually gonna be my neighbor. So we're gonna have this like cool little courtyard.
Cody with an I.
Cody with a Y. It's a girl.
Okay.
Yeah. My friend John lives there. I mean, I know pretty much everybody that lives there.
Yeah. You're friends with all of them.
Yeah.
Like none of them suck. If they do, can you call them out by name?
I can't think of anybody that sucks at the moment that lives there.
But most of the people are probably pretty cool.
Most everybody. I would say 98% of people, the skydivers, are cool as fuck.
I bet. There's something about like a niche community.
Yeah.
That's that extreme, I guess. That people are generally pretty calm and like cool and level-headed. No, it's not. Those aren't the words.
We're just all a little bit off.
Yeah, that makes sense.
For sure.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But we get along. We all jump together. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, so like, are you allowed to just jump out with people at the same time and hold hands and do all that weird shit right away?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That seems crazy.
I mean, obviously, if you are a brand new jumper and have 25 jumps, you don't want to go on like a 15-way jump.
15-way just means 15 people jumping at the same time.
Yeah, because it's a lot of traffic. You have to... So after your jump is finished, you turn and you track away from everybody so you all have space to open and like fly around. And it's just a lot and overwhelming if you aren't as experienced.
What's your biggest jump, like people-wise?
I would say probably 12 or 14.
Just a lot of people.
Yeah, it is a lot. We have our friend Tony down at Z Hills. He's like our honorable load organizer. And he...
What's a load organizer?
Load organizer is...
Sounds like a porn director.
Load organizers are people that... what's the word for it?
Organize. Like...
Discipline. So they like organize jumps for different disciplines. So you have like belly jumpers, which are just free falling belly to earth like that. Free flyers, which like sit fly, free fly, head up, head down. All kind of stuff like that.
Oh, interesting. There's different disciplines.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah. And wingsuiting.
Are you a belly diver?
I can fly belly and some head up sit flying.
Head
and
up?
Stand.
Head up would just mean, just straight.
Yeah.
Like pencil
and it's
dive?
actually, no, it's like sitting.
Oh.
Like you can sit.
Oh,
stand,
yes. I've seen
stag.
that. I've seen the pictures.
It's actually a lot fucking harder than it looks.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. I spend a lot of money at the tunnel coaching.
What does that mean?
The iFly? Indoor skydiving?
That does help?
It does help you understand how to fly your body because any little movement will like turn you a different way.
Right.
Me, myself, have a really hard time translating it from the tunnel to skydiving.
Right.
Because it's different. Like I have this big rig on my back. In the tunnel, I don't.
Take it into iFly.
Yeah, no, they won't let you do that. But it's not exactly the same, but definitely helps.
That makes sense.
And it's equally as expensive.
Right.
So me going into the camper also saves money for me to spend on all of the other stuff.
Wow. How many dives have you done?
I think yesterday my last jump was 270.
Damn.
Which is really nothing. It's really nothing. There's people with tens of thousands of jumps.
Do they keep counting?
Some people stop counting.
Yeah, I'd be like,
while.
look, I've done them.
Yeah.
How many have you done? All of them.
Yeah, some people stop. I don't know at what number they stop at.
Sure
but some people don't even track them.
Right.
Are people jumping without the chutes? Like, throw the chute, then you jump, and you got to get to the chute.
No,
something like that.
Shit,
yeah.
Listen, mountain climbers are climbing without ropes.
Well,
you know,
listen,
when they
Travis
get to the.
Pastrana
Yeah, I was
jumped
gonna say Travis Pastrana did it at the land, but I'm pretty sure he lost his license after that.
He jumped without a chute, and then what happened? How does he grab somebody else, or somebody?
He
grabbed him?
jumped, and then somebody came up to him, and I think strapped him to him.
He jumped without a chute, and then somebody.
Someone came.
I think somebody lost a license.
It's different from what I said. I
Yes.
think if you think you gotta jump, I think you gotta throw your suit because it's heavy and it's gonna fall fucking quick, and then you gotta chase it down.
Why?
Put the fish on.
This is your take on hunting.
No.
Yes,
I mean,
this is analogous to your take on hunting.
All
you
I'm
can't use
saying-
a rifle. You gotta kill him with a knife.
What?
Yeah,
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, so if you
I'm
skydive,
saying-
you want to be a real skydiver, throw your chute out,
No.
and then you jump after it.
I just think that's like the ultimate. Like if climbing
No.
if climbing a mountain with no ropes.
The question killed me. He goes, "Does anyone jump without a chute?" I'm thinking, like, does anyone suicide?
Kill
Does
themselves?
anyone
No.
su-
Yeah, dude. Come on. Like, you've seen movies.
I
No.
mean, yes, I've seen movies.
Cool,
Yeah,
man.
no, I don't think that's. I wouldn't recommend.
I love that question.
Definitely not.
Dude,
That would
there
be the
are
ultimate
badass
badass.
people out there. Like,
Oh, yeah.
listen, it's for the no rope climbers. You guys obviously don't.
Alex Honnold, get out there and do
Honnold.
it. Honnold.
Close enough.
Sorry,
All right.
I didn't mean to dead name you.
Never mind. Never mind.
So yeah, that's intense though. Are you can just hit the bar and then go up, or what?
No. There's a rule. No drinking, drugs, whatever, 8 hours before your jump.
Some drugs last longer than 8 hours.
Well,
That's my first thought.
yeah, but you definitely
get
want to
it.
be responsible
Sure,
for that.
sure.
I wouldn't do it, even if I'm like hungover. I won't jump
Oh,
because I just don't feel 100%, and like
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna like.
I don't want to drive to get coffee.
I just
when I'm
can't. I have to be
hungover.
like 100% if I'm jumping. If I'm
Yeah.
not, I'm terrified. I mean,
For
there are
sure.
people that can feel like complete garbage and go up there,
Have you
even
had
if it's
any-
been 8 hours. But I still will not do it if I feel
No,
like shit.
I don't blame you. I wouldn't either. I mean, you got to be on your
Yeah.
Has there been any sketchy shit going on?
Oh, for sure. There was this one time. It was my birthday jump in October. I think that might have been a 10-way jump. I dressed up as a piñata, and everybody came and was like hitting me with pool noodles.
Everyone bludgeoned me on the way down.
But everybody wore like Halloween costumes because my birthday's around Halloween. And the slicker your suit, the faster you're gonna fly.
The slicker, the material,
Right. Because there's no drag to it.
the tighter.
Yeah, so let's say you're wearing one of those like skin suits.
Okay, yeah. So the
And you're
tighter,
gonna-
not just
yeah.
like the material, but
The
like
material counts too.
Okay.
So everybody was just kind of going all over the place. It was not the best.
because everyone has
planned
different
jump.
costumes on.
Yeah, and then this one
Big
guy.
birds taking forever.
Well, me and my piñata costume because
Oh,
it had all
true.
the little things. I was falling super slow, but no, this guy ended up. I'd never met the guy before.
Do you have pictures or videos of the piñata costume?
Yeah, I
All
do.
right. We'll add one in here.
This guy opened his canopy up like right underneath of me, and I saw it. My friend Sean was back flying underneath of me to get
What's
the.
his back flying?
He was flying on his back, looking up at me, so he could get my opening. And I'm watching
on
him
camera.
with his camera, yeah. And this guy is like right under me, and I saw him open. He like pitched, and I saw his canopy start to open, and I was like, "Oh fuck!"
Pitch just pulling the chute.
Yeah, and like I moved my arm like this, and it opened like right, or it came up like right next to me. Like if I would have got tangled up in that, it would have been a real shit show.
Would have been bad for both of you, huh?
Yeah, for sure. So that happened. It was a bit terrifying.
That's what I worry about with the jumping with multiple people. It's like I think I'd much. Do you ever go up and it's just the pilot and you? There's always people wanting to go, probably.
Well, they won't send the plane up unless it's worth it.
That makes sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, they especially. I mean, even the Cessna, you have to have at least 3 people
That makes sense.
and be willing to pay for the 4th slot if you want to send 3 people up.
Gotcha.
But you know, that's why it's really important to like plan your skydive with all of the people that you're jumping with, and so everybody knows.
To make it more affordable.
Like what? No, just like for safety. So like you want to plan what you're doing and then follow that plan.
Right.
Because if you do anything off the plan, it's like unsafe. Like that guy, I don't know what the fuck he was doing. He didn't like turn and track away.
Yeah, like do you say something to him after? Like, hey, what the fuck?
Yeah, our SNTA, our safety and training advisor, I don't know what the fuck it actually stands for. They ended up talking to him, and we never saw him again. He never came back.
Damn. What a dickhead.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well-
I'm sure it was a mistake, but I'd have felt like such a dickhead.
It turned out he was like really experienced and was like head of some I don't know, group at some other in like Kentucky or something like that. I don't know. He was much more experienced than somebody that would normally do that.
How old is like the oldest skydiver you've seen?
I'm
curious how long people would do it. Like, is it something that you just age out? I mean, it has to be, right? You can't.
Not necessarily, unless you physically can't do it anymore. So
I think at 96, your bones and skin would just rip apart.
So Bill Morrissey, he was
Pop breaks a hip when he falls. You know.
Well, how old is he?
80 something.
86, 87, something like that.
Something like that.
So Bill Morrissey was like the inventor of tandem skydiving. He actually lives at Sea Hills.
He still is living?
Yeah.
The guy who invented tandem skydiving is alive?
Yeah.
I thought it was so much older.
No, he's alive. He lives there. And I wasn't there for it. I was in Vegas at the time. We had a Bill Morrissey day. I wasn't there, but he did do some jumps. Like, he still jumps here and there. He's 87 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. Super cool, dude.
I mean, of course, right? That's pretty sick.
I mean, how fucking badass can you be if you're 87 years old and still skydiving?
So prior to tandems, they would just send people out.
What do you mean?
Like, prior to the tandem being invented, they would just send people out by themselves, I guess.
Yeah.
Damn.
I think they invented the tandems as part of like some military thing.
I'm
I
sure.
don't know the whole history.
Yeah. I remember Dumbo? Wasn't it? Where they drop the elephant out of that?
I don't know, but it does make sense
Operation
to like
Dumbo?
only teach half these people to do the shit. Then you can strap the other half to the people who know the shit. Then you're only training fewer people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it makes sense to some degree.
Definitely.
For the tandem thing.
No, definitely.
For sure.
And also, it's easier to get people to go when they're not like having to go for their first time by themselves. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it'd be tough to be like, hey, just good luck.
Just strap to the other guy and you're fucking in for it.
Yeah. I remember going up and you know, very sitcom-ish. It was just like the plane sucks dick, right? The plane's terrible.
Yeah, they're taped together with duct tape
The plane
and fucking zip
is
ties.
terrible. The plane's like, hey, this wouldn't work somewhere else, so we gave it to the skydive school type thing. That's how it felt. And then it's like,
So it's not like a skydive school, it's a drop zone.
okay, it drops
They
out.
just do like courses there. But so drop zone
So it's more
is
of
what
a drop
we
zone
all
than
call
a
it.
skydive school. So yeah, so it's like that's what it felt like. It just felt like it was somebody's used plane that they donated to the drop zone.
There are some really nice ones.
I'm sure.
But-
I only went the one time.
Yeah.
But so when I went, I'm tandem with someone. So
Where
there's
did you go, by the way?
like fucking Aberdeen,
Skydive Baltimore.
maybe.
Okay. It's in Churchville.
Yeah, they gave us free fentanyl. It was like, this is a Baltimore thing.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
No
offense, it wasn't them, I swear.
No,
they don't
we're
do that.
literally kidding. I don't remember where it was exactly, but it's somewhere around here, and it was like a decade ago. But we get up there, and I'm strapped to the guy behind me, and it's loud as a motherfucker in the plane.
Yeah.
Because, as you said, it's held together with like chewing gum.
Yeah.
So it's so loud, and then it's like we talked about what to do or whatever on the ground, obviously, but for such a short time.
Yeah.
Like, it just blew my mind how quick they were like, all right, so we're gonna. I'm like, you know, this is. I just remembered this. I go, should I empty my pockets? But right before we go up, I'm like, should I empty my pockets? The guy's like, yep. And I'm like, why didn't you tell me that? Like, it sketched me out that he didn't tell me to do it. Like, I had to be like, hey, should I empty my pockets? He's like, yep.
Yeah, maybe you want to do that.
I'm like, what the fuck, guy? So I was just sketched out about it in general. And then we get up there, and it genuinely sounds like a stereotypical sitcom, but it's like, he's saying things to me when the door's open.
and you're just like, yeah.
He's
yeah.
like, whatever you do. And I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
what? And he's
Yeah.
like, stop. I'm like, bro, oh my God, it was fucking terrible. It was so scary because I'm just like, I genuinely had no clue what the guy was saying. I'm just like, I heard it on the ground, but I'm up here and I'm scared and I don't know what the fuck this guy's saying.
Did you forget everything they told you to do when you got up there?
100%. I'm
Yeah.
just like, well, thank God this guy's here because I have no clue what we're doing.
Yeah.
I was terrified. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was terrifying. It
Yeah.
made me feel alive. I will do it again. I am just like, when is the right time to jump out of a plane again, you know?
Anytime.
I know.
Yeah, do it tomorrow.
Fucking never.
My friends are going up to Cross Keys. They'll jump with you.
I'm booked for a week. I'm booked until next week. But yeah, I do want to go again. Yeah, I don't know. So are you trying to learn anything or do you just keep jumping? Like, are you trying to like get somewhere? Is there like a let me get to here, or you're just
I don't
like,
have any goals. There are
Okay,
people
good.
that have goals,
You're
or
just
they
flowing.
want to work in the sport, or they have goals like they want to fucking fly head down, blindfolded, whatever.
Head down just means like literally head down.
Yeah, yeah. That's like
That's advanced.
It's like a progression thing in the tunnel. Yeah, I mean it's super fucking cool. Like I don't have the patience to like learn that. Like I can barely learn what I'm doing right now. Some people have goals like that or want to be camera flyers or want to work their way up to be an AFFI, which is the skydive school like instructors, or TI, tandem instructor. I mean, everybody has different goals. Mine is to just fun jump.
Right.
Yeah, I do it for fun.
That sounds like a good goal, yeah.
There are people that become coaches that can help like train students when they're in that student status with those last few jumps. I have no interest in trying to teach somebody else how to do this and having that much responsibility on me. I mean, more power to those people that can actually train.
Yeah.
It's
not for all of us.
That's too much weight to hold for me.
Yeah.
I'm doing it for fun, risking myself. I can't put that on anybody else.
Maybe that's why I don't have kids too.
Oh, for sure.
It's like, I feel like, once you hear, you have another purpose to live, and then it's like you have to be way less risky.
Yeah.
Which I get.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, I want to be kind of risky.
Yeah. I just want to do what I'm going to do.
I want to do what I want to do for now. And it's like, if I got this whole other thing that it's like, well, no, I can't because I have this thing. It's like, well.
I could never.
It's just a lot of responsibility.
No.
Are you not going to have kids?
No. I've been saying that since the beginning of time. When I was younger.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
When I was younger, people would be like, "Oh, you'll change your mind as you get older," and I'm like,
people tell me that about marriage.
I don't think that I will. Like,
it's so funny. Married people talk to me, and I tell them, I was like, I'm not going to get married, and they hit me with like yeah, I used to say that, and I'm like, yeah, well, you and I are different.
Well, I too have always said that. Like, I didn't want to get married and like have children, but as I get older, I'm definitely not changing my mind on the children. But
yeah.
I could possibly get married.
Well, I'm not opposed to a lifelong union with someone, but I don't know if I want to ever be married with the government.
Yeah, I get that as well. What's the benefit? Like, what's really the benefit?
I guess some financial gain or some tax bank gain or something. I don't know. My thing is like, it's just too permanent.
Well, you can always get divorced.
I know, but that's just like a lot of hassle.
Yeah.
And then you got to figure out who owns the couch and shit. It's like, fuck all that.
Yeah.
I don't see the need. Right? It's like most people get married because they feel like it's what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Truthfully.
Yeah.
It's just like a lot of women have been thinking about marriage since they were kids. Their parents are like putting them in Disney dresses or wedding dresses, and Disney is all about. And so the whole thing is like, I get it. I understand it.
I don't get it. You know how I grew up. I have never wanted like to fucking turn into one of those marriages.
Well,
like,
yes.
Watching like all that, like I never want to get married. Like
that makes sense.
Yeah.
You watch the relationship that you wouldn't want to be a part of.
Who was I talking about it recently with? Like, I've never been the person that, since I was a kid, thought about getting married. Like, I never once thought about like, oh, what am I going to do for my wedding day?
Yeah.
Like, I've never even considered
most people
that.
fantasize about that their whole fucking lives.
And like children,
and then spend
like,
$50,000
kids,
on
like
it.
I mean, not kids, but like as a younger person thinking about having children and being a mom, that has never once crossed my fucking mind.
Really?
Yeah, I could never do. I know I have a really great mom. You love my mom.
So do you.
And we, well, we have opposing views on that.
Of course.
Yeah. But I don't want to be a mom. No fucking way.
And that, the thing is, it's like, that's just as normal as wanting to be a mom, right? But people will act like you're crazy.
Yeah.
They're just like, that's your duty.
Yeah. No.
People have this like,
I'm not here just to procreate.
That's what
I'm
saying.
here to live my fucking life.
Yeah, this is your only one.
Yeah.
You're going to
and
die.
there's a lot of years that I didn't take advantage of that. And so I'm just going to live the way I want to from now on.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with marriage. If that's what you want to do it. I'm not anti-marriage one bit. For me, I don't want to do it. And that's right now.
Yeah.
That could change tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
I'm with that. I'm not saying like I'll never do this thing, but it does feel like it's something, like I've said before, like
it was forced upon prior generations for women to survive.
And I hear people who are married say like, yeah, I don't really know. Like I literally met somebody last weekend, and when I was in North Carolina visiting, I met somebody that was out there, and they were saying like it was a husband and wife, and they were like, the husband was like telling me that he didn't want to get married, and he's like, yeah, I didn't really want to, yada yada, and then the wife tells me like 20 minutes later, she's like, yeah, I didn't really want to. It's just it's funny that they both didn't really want to get married.
So why did they do it?
Well, that's what I said, and they were like, I just felt like that's what was next. Because people have this like relationship escalator that you go, you get in a relationship, and then whatever order you pick, right? But you get in a relationship, you move in together, then you get a pet maybe, or then you get a ring, and then you do the marriage. It's just like this literal escalator. So then when you don't have that, people are like, so what's up with you and so and so? It's like, because we're not moved in together? Like, we love each other more than you dickheads.
Yeah.
It's like, it's so funny because when people don't understand something, they want to attack it.
Yeah.
Or they feel like it's attacking their shit.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm not monogamous currently, people think I attack monogamy. It's like, I don't.
Right.
I'm here for it,
Right.
It's just for me in this time in my life.
Everybody's different. Like, no, everybody can do.
And I'm not attacking any of it. I never do, you know? And if I do attack it, it's for me. It's like my point of view. I'm never like trying to attack somebody else's lifestyle. What the fuck I look like?
Right.
Like
Speaking of that.
Yeah. I'm never attacking somebody else's shit, but
big fan of minding my own business.
Yeah. There's a lot of my own to mind.
Yeah.
You know?
Dude, yeah.
That's the whole thing.
I got plenty of my own issues. I have no time to deal with anybody. I'm constantly fixing my issues. I've had so many for so many years. And
when I seen you outside, you said, when I greeted you outside, you said, life's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Like, life's been a roller coaster. And I'm like, what else would it be?
Yeah.
Like, that's what it is for people like us.
Yeah. We just thrive on chaos.
Yeah.
I do well in it.
Same.
I mean, sometimes I cry, but.
Same.
I figure it out and I learn something and then I'm better the next time.
Yeah. And then I cry some more and I figure some more shit out, you know?
For sure.
That's just how it goes. Yeah. Damn.
Did you ever look at any of the, you didn't send him the videos?
Mm-mm.
Of?
Her skydiving.
No.
She sent me some videos. I didn't send them to you.
No? You with a GoPro or whatever, like attached to you? Yeah, that's cool.
Well, she told me to go to some Google Drive, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that is.
Oh, it's just a link that takes you to all the videos and shit. I thought you were going to look at them, but.
I would have if I had known it was going to be easy.
Like,
I thought I'd have to.
I just flew recently, and like, still, the concept of flying in 2024 to me is nuts. Like, we just send a whole bunch of people on a plane. There's no guarantee. We all just sort of assume it's going to work out because it usually does.
Well, based on historical
and
statistics.
you're just like jumping out of these things like willy-nilly. Like, this is
willy-nilly.
Like, it's just, I don't know, man.
I got a parachute. I'm not just jumping.
I
like,
mean,
yeah,
you are, but you also pay $10 to some stranger to like pack your shit.
They're gonna do it better
That's
than
a lot of trust.
Isn't it?
They're gonna do it better than I can, no matter
I'm
what.
not saying they're not. I'm not saying they're not.
The rig. When you said you want me to bring it, I'm like, I don't even know what the fucking rig is.
Yeah.
It's like 20 some pounds. It's hefty.
It is
Yeah,
heavy.
it's heavier than it looks.
Well, so this is pretty big
this
because
is what saves your life every time you jump out of a plane.
Yeah. So I have a pretty big canopy in here because I broke my back last year.
Doing the skydiving?
Yeah.
Now is that from the landing?
Yeah. I landed on the taxiway, and I don't think I flared. When you flare is to like slow down your parachute, like your canopy, so you can land softly. And I don't think I did that, and I kind of just like
smashed it.
Smashed. I had a
Dude, to break your back and keep going back, you're in.
Yeah. So
I
had a compression fracture.
She's sick.
A compression fracture somewhere. I can't remember which one it was, and I have a bulging disc somewhere down at the bottom.
That's hot.
And they told me just don't like jump for like 3 months, and I took
like,
I took 1 weekend off, and then I just kept jumping.
A weekend.
I was a little sore. Like
we call that AMA, against medical advice.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is an initialism.
Not all doctors know everything, and that's why you should always have more than one.
That is so funny.
But it's true.
Yeah, of course.
No, it is true.
No, of course.
Get more than one opinion.
The fact that you are both on this tip right now is killing me. Of course, it's a statistical fact that not all doctors know everything, but to just be like, yeah, whatever.
Fuck
it's like,
doctors.
It's not some guy in an alley. You act like it's just like some strange homeless man. It's like, don't jump for 3 months.
No, so I went to the doctors and they did an X-ray, and he was like, "There's nothing wrong with you," and I was like,
"Boom! See,
there's definitely something."
Not all doctors know everything.
I was
That's
like,
so funny,
there's
bro.
definitely
That's like a T-shirt, dude. Not all doctors know everything. It's so funny.
So I ended up having to go get like a fucking MRI where I found out that I actually smashed my spine.
That probably sucked dick, huh?
So I upsized, and I had a 168 square foot canopy, and I upsized to a 190.
Because upsizing does what? Like, what does that do for you?
There's more nylon over your head, and there's more. The wing loading is lower. Wing loading. So I'm at like a 0.86 wing loading on this. I was at before at like a 1.1. It's basically the square footage of the fabric over your head
versus your weight
versus your exit weight, which is me plus this combined.
Okay. Plus velocity, or I guess that's already just part of it.
Yeah, that we don't take that into consideration for the wing loading. It was just safer for me, so there was more power for me to land softly.
How long have you had this one?
I've been jumping this for like a year, and I really need to downsize back to a
Why?
170. Well, this container it holds a maximum.
This container?
The container is this whole Fedora, this whole thing that holds all the parts.
The whole thing?
The backpack part of it.
Okay.
That holds all the stuff. So it holds a max size 168 square foot canopy. I'm shoving a 190 square foot in here. So technically it doesn't fit. So the people that I paid to pack for me really fucking hate me.
Yeah, I bet.
But no, I'm ready to go down to a 170. I just haven't been. I've been busy. I've been traveling a lot.
Squad.
And, yeah.
Love that.
So
we're a travel gang over here.
I need to do better and get a smaller one, but soon enough. This is it. Heavy as shit.
Yeah. I didn't realize it was like.
That's my baby.
Yeah.
What kind of trauma does it take to make someone want to jump out of a plane?
God, let me start listing.
Interesting question. Yeah, bro. How much time do you have?
I was starting to think.
To you.
Oh,
You can do it. It's okay. Don't be.
Justin's highly sexual, and like he had some sexual things happen. So like, were you thrown out of like some kind of thing? I mean, like, I don't know, man. I'm just trying to draw parallels here.
I really, like I said, like I didn't want to get married. I didn't want to have kids. Like I wanted, like I not necessarily didn't have anything to live for, but like why not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Suicide.
Like if I do it, like, I mean, my family would be upset and my friends would probably be upset, but it's not like I have all this responsibility that would like.
I wouldn't be that upset.
Well, whatever.
I would just feel like, you know what? She went out happy.
I was fucking living.
Yes, that's
but
one
again,
thing
we
for
also
sure.
don't want to wish that upon anybody.
No, we're not wishing it, of course not.
But no, I was like, I have no responsibilities. Just fucking send it. Like I don't have a house. I didn't have really anything.
You gotta send it.
Yeah.
You have anything else like in the crosshairs, like that squirrel suit he mentioned or whatever? You gonna do that?
We were talking about the wingsuiting. I had a desire to do wingsuiting because it's a longer skydive. You're up in the air, off of the earth, away from people for longer. But the thing is like you're restricted. Like your arms are restricted in the wingsuit. Like it's zipped up and like you can't move your arms.
Right.
And I don't like that idea. I don't like any sort of restriction.
Sure.
Physical restriction.
I was about to say that goes more than.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. Maybe one day I'll try it, but for now I'm just gonna.
It's nice to have so little. It's just like, you know, once you get tied down with so much, you can't do much.
What do you mean?
Like if you had kids and a family and a house and all this, you couldn't go live at the fucking land zone.
There are people that had to quit skydiving or wanted to quit skydiving when they had kids. There are people that do have kids and families and still skydive.
We lived together for a while.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Many of good times in this room specifically.
And this you used to live here in this podcast studio.
Uh-huh.
What insights can you give us? We love the family insights.
Oh, about us?
Mama Sheila and Sister Sarah. They
I mean, well, yeah, you were here for like you got to be here for some rough times.
Yes. Yes.
Jesus.
I mean, well, just like the two that stand out to me are getting raided.
Yes. When I thought the neighbor overdosed and I realized that our house was getting raided.
What happened? Tell me.
So I was in my room getting ready for work when I was living upstairs.
At 5:30 a.m.?
5:30 in the morning.
St. Patrick's Day.
It was St. Patrick's Day, the day everything like shut down for COVID. That's how I remember.
I remember those motherfuckers were not keeping 6 feet.
No, they definitely were not. So I'm upstairs getting ready for work. And I see like out of the corner of my eye these like lights and shit.
This is literally gonna make my system like it genuinely is. But
so I saw lights through the front bay window, and I was like, "What is happening?" I was like, "Did he like overdose again?" Like, and I was being nosy.
The neighbor.
Yeah, and so like I walk out there and look out the window, and they're like, come out of the house, and I was like,
"Let's bleep the address."
Oh, so yeah, bleep that address.
Write down the number. This is the third video, so it's probably like 10 minutes into the third one, but just the actual address. Yeah, not that it hasn't been put out there on the internet, plenty,
right?
But
yeah. And I still had like mascara in my hand, and I was just like, I was on probation at the time.
So you're inside still?
I was inside, and I was like, I'm on probation. Like I can't get in any fucking trouble. So I literally am just standing there.
Were they saying my name too at that point?
Not at that point.
Okay.
And so, like, I'm looking out the window, and you're, like, at the top of the stairs looking down. You're like, what's happening? I was like, I don't know, but I have to go outside.
Oh, my God. So, from my point of view, okay, so let's meet up here, okay? So, I am sleeping, was just about to wake up, and I wake up, and there's, like, the lights and the sirens and the, my address on the fucking megahorn. I'm like, no way. Because immediately I'm just like, nightmare. no way, this can't be. Because also, right, we're not, I mean, well, not like we were involved in anything, but even I wasn't.
We weren't doing anything wrong.
No, of course not. But that's what was like so shocking about it. It's like, we're both about to go to work. We're not doing nothing crazy. And then the way the house is, you had the basement at the time. I was not even on the middle floor. I was on the upper floor.
I wasn't in the basement. I was on the second floor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you came out of the second floor. And I came to the top of the stairs, and this is when I had just woken up. I'm like half naked. I look down from the very top of the stairs, and I'm like trying to grasp the reality of the situation, and I'm like, please not be like real somehow. And
please be a dream.
Yes, please be something not real. And I go, and you said exactly what you said. Hey, like, I'm sorry, they're here. I have to go out there.
And they're going to come inside once I open this door. Because from my experience in house raids, that's how it works.
Of course. I was expecting that myself.
Yeah, and they didn't. How nice of them. And then at that point, when I was outside, they had me in handcuffs on the back of the SWAT truck.
And I wasn't out yet.
You weren't out yet. And I
said, guys, give me a minute.
I got things to do.
I just woke up is the thing.
Let me put some clothes on.
Yeah, for real. Let me get my fucking slippers on. Fuck.
And that's when I think they started megaphoning for you.
Yeah.
Justin, come out of the house.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's just like so extra. Like,
it was completely blown out of proportion.
Do you remember the team lined up against the garage?
I was out there watching, and I was like, y'all really don't need all this. Like, I don't know what you're doing.
This is so crazy.
Was this for the mushrooms?
Yeah. Well, yeah. They thought I was growing and selling mushrooms.
Mushrooms?
Yep.
That's what we're raiding houses over?
Yeah.
Fungus.
Yeah.
Poison.
Yeah.
That will be legal in 2 years.
Even if it's not, who cares? It's dumb.
Yeah.
Fucking what?
And they didn't even charge me with distribution. They charged me with manufacturing. They said, we know you weren't really selling it.
That's what the warrant was for?
Yeah, it was manufacturing.
So you were growing them?
No, but they thought I was. But they were saying, we didn't even think you were selling them.
But then they came in here and saw that you were not growing them then,
correct.
I guess? And then, like,
I was charged with possession because I had, like, little mushrooms in my possession and, like, an Adderall. It was like, they searched the whole house and got, like...
So who ratted on you?
Oh, I don't know. Probably 10 people.
Something weird. Like, how else would, like
well, the warrant says it. The warrant tells you why they came.
Right.
Yeah, and it said confidential informant, so... Yeah, there's probably like 10 of them.
The world may never know.
Well, we all know. We all know. DM me.
So, at one point, are we allowed to talk about it?
What?
The whole raid thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so at one point, they had already taken you away. They found whatever, and they took you away.
Oh, well, hold on. So back up.
Oh, okay. We're going to do the whole thing?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, yeah.
Because you were here. It's like you're the only one here. It's you and I.
Yeah.
So they take you out. I'm trying to gather my life in my head, just like, oh my God, the gravity of the situation, right? And knowing I haven't done anything wrong, but still just like, what the fuck? I have a job at a decent place. I'm like, we're both, we have stuff going on, and we're not doing anything wrong. So yeah, you're out there. It's chilly. I remember that.
Oh, it was cold. I had like a moo on.
Yeah.
And I'm like sitting out there in the freezing cold, like shivering. I'm like, can you guys like put me inside or something?
Yeah. So they're megaphoning for me, my full name. And this is the thing. It's like, can you just wait for us to go to work and pull us both over?
Your full name.
Do you have to do this whole like song and dance circus?
That's it. Literally just wait for me to leave. You pull me over and then you take me to have to let my whole neighbors know and the whole street. It's like, it just seemed like insult to injury. It's like, and also just unnecessary. Yeah, it just seemed very unnecessary. But again, I'm not telling anyone how to do jobs. Respect.
Fuck that. We are. They're not here to serve and protect. I mean, serve and protect their own rights themselves. Fuck the police. Listen.
But look,
this is where we all differ.
Yeah. So she comes out. She's outside. They take me out. She's in cuffs, sitting on like the back of one of the SWAT cars or something, and then
I think there was 2 or 3. I don't really remember.
Yeah, big fucking things. And then when I walk out, I remember seeing the team lined up in a line against the garage with like the fucking long guns, and I'm just like, what is going on? It felt like a movie.
Yeah.
So then they're like, well, once they search and they clear the house, you two can go back in. Because me and her are like, look, we're cold. Yeah. There's nothing in the house. Can we figure this out?
Yeah. Like I gotta go to work.
Yeah. Can we deal with this like adults? And they're like, all right, once the SRT team clears the house, you guys can go back in. So they clear the house. They bring us back in, both in handcuffs. They won't let us talk to each other. They sit us both on the couch, and I think they asked you first or me first.
Would they ask?
If they'd like to speak. If we'd like to speak to them.
I don't remember that exactly, but I was like,
If we'd like to speak.
I got nothing to say.
I'm thinking they asked me first. I don't remember, but I remember.
I'm pretty sure we looked at each other and I was just like,
well, I just remember when they were like, you know, would you like to speak to us? And you're like, no. I was like, thank God. I mean, not that you had anything to say too. Like that's the whole thing. It's not like you were complicit in anything. There was nothing going on, which I can't emphasize enough. But yeah, they were like going through my room and they were mad. Remember, they were like they were like,
because they weren't finding anything that they were looking for.
Yes, they were being like rude. That's another thing. It's like to do your job is fine, but like. You know, I wasn't like talking shit, right? We were both just sitting there, and then when they're upstairs, like, take him in, we found it, and I'm like, I had no idea what they were talking about. Like, all right, and then they took me in. So then I was away to get back to where you were.
Yeah. So I as soon as you told them, you're like, anything you find here is mine anyway. Like you cleared that for me because like
of course I'm like she don't got nothing to do with this. She got shit to do.
I had 3 years backup time, so if I got in trouble for anything, my ass would have went straight to jail and. I didn't want any parts of it. I was really doing good at the time. So
yeah, same. It's like we both had been away from it. Yeah.
So I asked him, I was still in handcuffs. I was like, can I call my boss and tell him that I'm not coming to work today? And so I called my boss and I was like, my house got raided. I can't come to work. And it was like, what year was this? 2019, 2018? And I wasn't at this company more than like 6 months, I think. And I'm like, my boss is going to think I'm a huge fucking degenerate. But I'm still employed by them, thank God.
That's after they smashed the toilet.
I don't know if it was before or after.
Yeah.
But I called my boss, told him I wasn't coming to work. At one point, after they went through my room, which they barely even touched, by the way.
Yeah, I think they knew. Yeah. Once they got in the house and they were like, this is not a giant grow house. Like, yeah.
They were like, so how long have you guys been together? And I was like, you obviously didn't research hard enough. Like, it's my fucking cousin. I was like, we have separate bedrooms.
Yeah, we've been fucking for 2 months, but we've never been together.
Yeah. Yeah, no. At one point, after you were gone, one of the cops called. Am I allowed to talk about this?
I have no idea what you're going to say.
So one of the cops,
you know what I mean? Like,
I heard them talking in the kitchen, and they were like, oh, well, his cousin or family member or brother-in-law, somebody he knew, grew mushrooms in Pennsylvania, like regular mushrooms.
In Pennsylvania?
Somebody I knew?
No, one of the cops.
Okay.
And he wanted to call him to see what type of items he should be looking for that could get you for like how to grow mushrooms.
While you're there?
Well, I heard.
Call him yesterday.
Right. Well, I think they were expecting to find something and not needing
not
to
have to find something.
Not having to do that.
That's valid.
And so they were just trying to piece it all together.
Yeah, because they were finding like mason jars or like.
But I heard them say that, and I was just like sitting there handcuffs. I'm like, they got nothing, dude. Yeah. Like they got nothing.
No.
And
which you knew, right? It's like they're not, you know.
Did you say they smashed your toilet?
Yeah. Yeah.
They took a sledgehammer. So look, because it took me a second to get out there. She went out first, right? And then I was expecting them to rush in, obviously. Uh-huh. They waited. I still don't know why. I don't know if that's because of my psych ward history, or gun history, or whatever.
Sure.
Whatever the
probably all of it combined.
Yeah, probably just in my record.
Let's just say it was respect. Who cares? Who cares?
They had enough respect.
Go ahead.
To not come in, and I, like she said, it was cold out. I went to I was taking my time. Not actually. I mean, I was under a minute, I'm sure. I went and got my slippers on, right? Yeah. Which were back by the bathroom. So they said I went and flushed.
Sure. Okay.
Right.
Let's say they did. Whatever.
They said
they smashed what? The bowl?
The toilet.
The toilet.
Yeah. No.
With a sledgehammer.
You guys know how toilets work.
That's what was funny.
You know how toilets work, right?
Yeah, that's what was funny. It's like you're smashing this out of spite.
Even if 100%. 1,000,000%.
It's not like it's caught right there in the toilet, you know? It was just like, oh, here's $200, you motherfucker.
Yeah, they definitely did that out of spite. There's walls up in the upstairs that they smashed.
Oh yeah, they opened up the wall. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
They took a hammer to my wall in this vent spot and smashed open the wall. And I came home to my...
They were just pissed that they did not find what they were looking for. So, that's for sure.
No victim,
even when they do... Listen, I've been raided before. We won't get into it. We won't get into it now, but me and my dad grew pot for 5 years. And then we eventually got it raided. And so in my room, I had a bong. And they basically tore the entire room all the way apart. There was shit everywhere. But they spaced out enough spot in the very center of the room, and they left my bong there. I don't know, this is why this happened to you. I don't know what it was. Then in the grow room, they wrote on the wall, police was here.
No way.
That's fucking cool.
No fucking way.
WUZ was.
Listen, that's pretty cool.
I wish they would have done that.
Listen, I'll be honest. I would have much rather the police was here
right.
than them smash my shit up. That is pretty funny. I'm just saying, if I'm a cop, I'm gonna do some funny shit. Draw a dick.
So that's actually the reason I ended up calling out of work, because I was like, I can't just let the house smell like raw sewage all day. Mm-hmm. So I had to manage
You came through with the plug.
Yeah, I
came through with the toilet plug.
I called Larry. He got a toilet, came over, installed it.
And I was home later that day.
Yeah, which I was surprised.
Me too.
I was like, all of that and you're home?
Yeah, the commissioner was just like, yeah, go home. You know? Good
this
times.
seems to be happening. Stuff just gets blown out of proportion with you.
Do you think, on the crazier scale, or like the more traumatic scale for you, was the psych ward era?
Me in the psych ward, or
no,
you?
Me.
Oh,
the psych ward era or the getting rated?
Psych ward era for sure.
Because of the uncertainty?
Yeah, there was a lot of crazy shit going down here for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sometimes almost even forget that you were a part of it because I was in such a whirlwind of my own shit. That, like, I'll even hear friends who like were here for a day or two, and I'm like, I don't even remember.
Yeah, there was one point where I left for a week. Mm-hmm. I don't even know if you knew that.
I think I felt like you were going the whole, like you left, like you were smart enough to distance yourself from it.
No, I would get up and I would leave for work and I would see all of this chaos in the living room. At one point, no, it wasn't in the morning. I would leave in the morning, and I remember one morning you just had a tray out with just like all kind of shit. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm going to work. Like, see you later. Awake? Yeah, you were awake.
Oh yeah. Not a lot of sleep going on then. I wasn't a big sleep guy at the time.
One night I came home. It was you and two other people.
Probably upstanding members of society.
Yeah, for sure.
Great people.
Top of the line. Top of the line.
I get it. I wish we had pictures of each of us to just insert here. Yeah, but good.
And I walked around to like make sure everybody was breathing.
Alive.
And I was
literally,
like,
right?
Literally. No,
but when you hear that, people think it's like a joke. Literally, it was that rough
I was like, it was dark and I didn't want to turn the lights on. And I was like, stuck my head like against their noses, like to make sure they were like actually breathing. And I saw their chest moving, and I would go to each of them. And they were fine and be like, okay, I'm going to bed now.
Yeah.
Like, get up and go to work the next day.
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah.
It was rough.
Yeah. It was an experience for sure.
Yeah.
Especially for me. Like, I was like 6 months, 8 months off of drugs.
Right.
And then I move in here.
Yeah.
And it's just
chaos.
Bananas.
Drug-fueled chaos.
Yeah. But it was a learning thing for you, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Look at us now.
Yeah, I know.
I don't like to call it a mental breakdown. I prefer a breakthrough. Heard that from Kanye West. Shout out, Ye.
Okay.
So yeah, it was and sometimes it is, sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be both, right? It was like a mental breakdown, then it led to a mental breakthrough type thing. But how was your psych ward experience?
It was horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was before you moved here.
Yeah.
That was before.
That was actually when I quit doing drugs.
Okay, let me hear about that. Because I know you were in the ruckus for a little bit. We don't need to get into all of it, but let me hear about the psych ward experience. What led you to there? Did you choose to go willingly?
No.
Yes, yeah,
Jamie Gilbert put me there.
Oh.
Yeah. So thank
your
God for
twin
her.
sister.
Thank God for her.
Shout out to James.
Yeah, for sure. I would not be where I am today if she didn't do that for me.
Yeah.
No, I quit the drugs I was doing cold turkey. I laid in bed on the bathroom
Not the safest, best way to do that.
Definitely not what I was doing, for sure.
Yeah.
After a few days.
Wait, what made you quit cold turkey? The psych ward or no?
No. I ran out of money. I ran out of any sort of.
But you had probably done that plenty. Like, I wonder what the.
No. I had always managed.
Oh, okay.
To figure things out, but I had lost all of my money.
The rope ran out.
I wrecked my car. I didn't have insurance on the car. Like the rope ran out. I had absolutely.
You
nothing.
were living so crazy too. Like, from my perspective, just like you're just such a different person now.
That's bold of you to say.
I'm not saying that I wasn't. I'm just saying, yeah, it was like you just seemed like such a different person, you know?
Yeah,
I mean, same, yeah.
I was for sure.
So you finally had enough. You were out of money. You said, I'm gonna quit.
I was done. I had been going to the methadone clinic, and I was like, I'm tired of fucking going there. This is stupid. I don't want to do this anymore. And I laid in bed on the bathroom floor for a few days.
You didn't have them taper you off the methadone?
No, I quit cold turkey.
Ugh, how many milligrams do you want to remember?
Whatever I was doing from the place, plus buying extra bottles.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was not a pretty sight.
Methadone's a rough one to withdraw from too. You see a lot of people in jail because it's longer than a heroin withdrawal.
It was methadone and Xanax, so it was like
that'll kill you. Xanax will kill you.
Yeah, so I did both, cold turkey.
Nice.
And
that will make you crazy.
Yeah,
so that makes more sense than the psych ward thing if it came from that.
So I don't know if it was a combination of not sleeping for days at a time.
Oh, it is the combination.
Or like the drugs or whatever.
It's a combo.
I went into like a full-blown psychosis, hallucinating, like off the chains.
And I think that's more the Xanax than the methadone, right?
Yeah, in combination, yeah. But yeah, all of it together.
But yes, yeah.
The
benzodiazepines will tear through you when you're withdrawing.
Sure. I will not fucking touch that, at all.
It's just, they work so well.
Oh, yeah,
what people don't get, it's like, Xanax is a benzodiazepine, that's what we're talking about. So it's like, they work. They work as advertised.
Yeah.
But they work too well.
Yeah.
Then when your brain doesn't have them, it's like life feels just like crushing.
When I first started taking them, it was the only time I ever felt normal in my life. And then it just spiraled.
It quieted the storm for a bit.
And then it spiraled terribly. Very quickly in a few years.
As it tends to do.
In a few years.
Well, you sent it. You're a sender.
Yeah.
Like it's not like you're just sending it with the skydiving. You were a sender.
Yeah. I didn't start doing this when I was younger.
No, I got mine out of my system young.
Oh no, I started about 27.
Well, I guess it came back, but yeah.
I started about 27, like going balls to the wall with it.
What led you into that? Do you know?
A lot of things.
Yeah.
A combination of a lot of things.
Yeah, I get that. That makes sense.
But yeah,
it's not as easy as like cause and effect.
No, a lot of cause.
So much going on.
A lot of cause and a lot of effect.
Yeah.
That's a story for another time.
For sure.
No, I went full-blown psychosis and hallucinations. My sister came over to my mom's house where I was at and was like, what the fuck? You're letting her just like roam around the house like this?
She was like, clearly not well, visibly.
Yeah. And she called an ambulance and they took me to, I don't remember any.
Sure.
I was like in and out.
Especially because of lack of sleep. You're in this weird dream state.
Yeah. I remember all of my hallucinations.
Really?
Yeah.
Sick.
To the detail. Like
really?
Still to this day.
I remember a couple of mine.
And they took me to Baltimore, Washington, the psych ward there. And there wasn't any space for me there, so they had to wait for another place to open
small
up.
psych unit there.
Yeah. And they ended up taking me to Franklin Square, I think the next day. And I think I was still out of it for like a day or two. And I remember being in the hallway in the psych ward in like a paper gown suit. And I'm like wrapped in a blanket. And I was just like, where the fuck am I? Like, how the fuck did I get here? Like, what is going on? And
what a terrible feeling that is.
First day or two, I was still like in and out of the psychosis a little bit. And I didn't do any of their groups and shit that they like wanted me to do. I ate the food. I was real hungry. I ate so much there. I don't remember how many days I was there. If it was just the 3 days that they put you in for.
Under a week, I'm sure.
It was under a week, definitely.
Because people like us go in under a week.
Yeah.
Not real crazies.
Yeah.
Because you meet people in there that you go, oh yeah, you should be here.
Oh my God. The people I was in there.
The people you meet in the psych ward.
Interesting. There was a few schizophrenics in mine. There was a lot of drug addicts. But it was like men and women together.
Mm-hmm, same.
Are they all like that?
I've
only been to that one.
I've been to only two. And one when I was like 16, so I don't really. And we were like.
I don't think they should let men and women like mingle together. There was this one guy there.
Were you in a room? Did you have a roommate?
Yeah, it was a girl.
That's crazy though. Period.
Why?
Roommate?
Yeah.
In a psych ward?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Listen, I went there as a person who didn't feel like he's crazy, and I'm with a guy who's like having like, issues. I'm like, I'm supposed to sleep next to this guy? Yeah. It just didn't seem safe to me to have a roommate. I don't get the roommate in the psych ward. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, give psych patients their own fucking
privacy,
room.
for sure.
What in the world? You're putting them with another crazy person and expecting them to get better?
So my roommate, she just wanted to be there as a vacation to get away from her kids and to just get fucked up on drugs the whole time.
What?
She literally would just lay in the bed with her eyes wide open, just like fucking zonked out on something, but her eyes were like wide open. She just laid there the entire time.
Beyond creepy. Her kids must have sucked.
I don't understand, but
rather be in the psych ward than with your kids.
Well, you get a quiet place to stay, you get free food,
sure,
people to talk to, and get fucked up.
I mean, I guess it's not the kind of thing I'd want to be in, but I do get it. It is a break. It is a vacation.
It didn't feel like that when I was there.
Not for me either.
For sure.
No, definitely not. It's a very trying time.
Yeah. because I've never experienced that, and I'm like, why am I here? Like, I'm fine.
Right.
I kept telling him, like, I'm fine. What are you even doing?
And then everyone tells them that. That's the thing. It's like you get in there and then you start to feel crazy, right? It's like small little parts of me are going like, am I wrong? Does everyone think this? Because I'm like, oh, they're wrong, right?
Yeah.
And they'll figure it out. But then I'm like, does everyone think that?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, am I just one of these other people?
Yeah.
And they think I'm crazy. You start to get in your head about shit if you're,
I mean, I definitely knew something was wrong, but to them, I'm like, I'm fine. Let me the fuck out of here. I got out. I think I had oh no, that was the second stay. So I got
twice.
Well, no. So I go back to my mom's for like a week or two, and I was fine. Like mentally, I wasn't hallucinating and all that crazy shit anymore. And I had already detoxed for the most part. Like I didn't do any drugs after that. My mind started slipping again, and I started getting random hallucinations, and I was like, I didn't do any drugs. Like I didn't do anything.
That's scarier.
Yeah.
Because then it's not drug induced.
So at one point I was I asked my mom, I'm like, can you take me back to the psych ward? Like I'm not okay.
So that was voluntary.
That was voluntary. And that one, I don't know how, I don't know how long I was there. It was only a day or 2 or 3 maybe.
And they said you're fine.
No, I actually had a court date I had to leave for.
Nice.
I was like, I gotta go. I got court. I already have, I'm already on probation, all this other shit. So I was like, I gotta go.
But you're all probation now.
Yeah.
Squad.
Yeah.
You're a free woman.
I've been very good for years.
You have.
Yeah.
You really changed your way. Not a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Especially
and not on
the
their first try.
Playing. Oh, true.
I did it on my first try.
It took me about 15.
Yeah.
And I'm still not quite there.
I mean, I get that. I am stubborn as fuck, and I have...
That's true. Your stubbornness helped you in that way.
Yeah.
Like when you're quitting.
Yeah. And I think the accountability of it, once I started telling people about what was happening and what was going on, me putting it out there, I'm not doing that anymore.
That helps.
Yeah.
A lot of times in secrecy, it's able to build and grow.
Yeah.
And then shame, right? You get shame around it. So the thing about sharing it is the shame gets released a bit.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, this is what it is.
Yeah.
And then you're also held accountable.
Yeah. So holding me accountable is because I can't say I'm going to do something and then just not do it. If I say I'm doing this, I have to. Yeah. There's no other option. And I think even throughout the years, even to this day, I tell people crazy stories and shit I used to do. And some people think I'm nuts for still talking about it. Yeah. And I'm just that also gives other people the opportunity to clear their minds and
it happened.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
My whole thing about it is sure, I'm an open book, but it's it also happened. I'm not trauma dumping. I'm this just happened.
So I don't know how open I would have been about it, but that one time that my mugshot went all over the world, at that point,
been there.
Yeah. Everybody knew that something was wrong.
Yeah.
And I couldn't hide it anymore at that point.
Right.
So after that, it was just accept it.
Yeah, own it.
You can't hide it anymore.
Yeah.
And
then it's what do you do now, right? People know, so get better or don't.
Yeah. So I had to say fuck all them and become better. And it worked.
Well, you're killing it.
Yeah. Trying to.
You're doing great.
Living the dream, actually, right now. My only two, I never want to get married and have kids, like we were saying. I only ever wanted to move to Florida and go to skydive school. That's what I've said for 10 years.
Perfect.
And
you're doing
I did it. And now I'm what do I do next?
Right.
I don't have a plan.
Not another psych ward visit.
No, definitely not.
It's impressive, though. That's at least 3 people in our pretty close family that have been.
Who's the other?
Uncle Pat.
Oh. Yeah, he's one of us, too.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's more. They're just not very open. Our family's pretty tight-lipped about stuff.
Yeah. I think you and I are the most,
open
about the fucked up
Well, everyone's
stuff.
they pretend to be Irish Catholic. I don't know if they're either. But they are, tight-lipped, Yeah.
I never understood that.
Me neither.
What's so... no.
I also just don't know how things get better if they're not discussed or talked about.
Yeah, that's...
I'm a big, let's get it out
Just talk
here.
about it. I mean, I definitely... Well, the way I grew up, we didn't talk about shit.
Right.
Especially, my father and all that.
Yeah, it's my mom and my grandma, my family's more if you don't bring it up, it doesn't exist.
That's how it always has been.
But
right?
really, it's it exists whether you talk about it or not.
But
now, you not talking about it will keep you comfortable.
Yeah.
But
it also
regardless.
won't keep you comfortable.
Not for long,
it's
right.
It's uncomfortable if there's unspoken resentments or unresolved issues.
And then also not speaking about it's just going to get bigger and worse. And then eventually you're going to have to speak about it. And then it's not going to be fun.
So it took me a really long time to learn that. And I've only learned that over the last few years.
Yeah.
And I've gotten a lot better. at just like bringing it up and talking about whatever the issue is.
It's a practice.
Yeah.
It's tough to do, especially because we didn't grow up that way, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like everything does kind of feel like a practice that I get better at.
Yeah.
You know, telling the truth, integrity, getting things out in the open.
Yeah.
Everything's it's a process, you know?
I was recently talking to my sister about this. I never dated a lot because I was with Walter forever, for 12 years or whatever. So through the last 6 years, 7 years, 7.5 years since I've been back in reality, like I've dated a lot of people, but it's like, that's the only way you can like you can learn all the things you want, like about communication and all that. But if you're not actually putting it into a real life situation.
I agree. I think that a relationship, so like you can learn plenty on your own.
You can, and
plenty.
Yeah, right. But if you're not putting it into
But when you're
reality,
in an intimate relationship with someone, they become a mirror to your flaws.
Yeah.
To your attributes and your flaws. And then also it's just it's putting your shit in practice. Like I've noticed, people say that too. They, the people who are closest to me can get the biggest rise out of me.
Yeah.
Or like your mom could do, or like my mom could do. It's like someone who's close to you. It's just like, Grr!
Yeah.
And it's like you almost need that.
Yeah.
You need someone that intimately close to you to make you look at your shit.
Yeah.
Because it's like friends won't.
Yeah.
Friends are just distant enough to not have to call you on it.
I mean, I got some friends that'll call me on my shit.
Well, that's what you need. Me too. Me
for
too.
sure.
Me too. And that's what you want. You want a friend who's not going to protect your feelings.
Yeah. I have some friends that are just like agreeable with me, which
Yeah.
sometimes I want, and I know who to ask advice and talk to about certain things, whether I really want like an honest response or if I just want to like, okay, no, you're cool, like I support you.
I'm like, hurt my feelings. Tell me I'm a fucking idiot. I need to hear it.
But no, it's taking time to learn how to do all of that, and
then we're still in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like it's like, oh yeah, we figured that out.
There's no end to it.
No, and it also comes in waves. It's like things that I've worked on, and then I'm like, I'm better with that.
Yeah.
I can devolve.
Yeah.
For
sure.
And then it's just
healing is not linear by any means.
Healing is not linear. Exactly. I love that phrase. And then there's also that phrase like, I'll never be done healing, and I couldn't be happier about that. Yeah. It's like there's always work to do on you.
I saw something. What did Ian post today? It was something like some meme he shared on Facebook. It said, if you're not embarrassed of the person you were a year ago, then you're not progressing or healing or something like that, which is completely valid. Like me a year ago?
Yeah. That's like when people talk about their Facebook time hops.
Oh, God.
Like if you don't want to kick your own ass, then you haven't grown enough.
When they pop up, I just delete them. Like I just delete them off of existence.
That's terrible.
Like that never happened.
You should. You got to keep them to see how far you've come.
No.
I know
Trust
they're bad.
Me, I know.
They're bad.
Yeah.
They're bad.
I can't do it.
Yeah, but I agree. It's about growing. I think life's about learning as much as you can learn and having as much experience as you can have and loving as hard as you can do it.
Yeah. And I think,
in no particular order.
And I think being through the kind of things that we have been through, a lot of people don't experience.
Yeah, for sure.
So we've had the opportunity
to have trauma.
Yes, but like we learned a lot from that.
Post-traumatic growth.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that haven't been able to do that.
For sure.
Like I'm not going to say our parents, but like our parents sort of, like they didn't do all the chaotic shit that we have been through.
No, yeah, and that's not the only way to do it. But when you're walking through the fire, you end up with some calluses. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
all that crazy shit made me who I am today.
Same.
If I didn't have all that shit happen to me,
same exact.
I have no idea. I don't know if I'd want to know that person.
Right.
Because I would have never had to learn to be better.
Right. And I feel blessed having such problems that made me had to look at me, that made me had to get better.
I mean, sometimes.
Well, of course.
It's been a lot of shit.
Yeah, but worth it.
Yeah.
And we're here.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me.
I appreciate it. We had a couple technical difficulties, but
It's okay.
And we had a nice little off-pod convo that we'll have on the pod at one point. But
sure.
Stay tuned, nerds.
Yeah.
Subscribe. It's free. Do it for Sheila.
Support it, or
I will literally kill myself. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Love you.
All right. Love you too.
If this doesn't work, I'll kill myself.
Damn.